How did Meghan Markle go from being loved to hated? I remember seeing people adoring her, and some women even got plastic surgery to look like her, and now it seems like everyone hates her. There's subreddits hating on her. What did she do? People are tired of hearing two rich people complain about their lives. Royalty can only complain about being oppressed for so long. I'm more interested in how did Meghan Markle go from being a small-time actor on a show to someone who we should listen to as a sage, giving talks everywhere. Misread this as Angela Merkel and was so confused about people getting plastic surgery to look like her. Privacy. We want privacy. Which camera is doing the close-up? I used to like her. But then she was caught out lying multiple times about her hard life, and despite trying to paint certain members of the royal family in a bad light, was actually found to be pretty antagonistic towards them herself, and was also caught out bullying some of her waitstaff when she and Harry were royalty. I understand the royal family aren't liked on Reddit, but my point is that her whole shtick has been royal family so mean to me whilst being antagonistic to them herself. I think a lot of people are just tired of the media ramming them down our throats. They should probably also stop begging for sympathy from people who would kill to have the money, help, and connections that they have. Last, they say they want privacy but beg for attention about how oppressed they are. Meghan Markle went from being loved to hated because of her entitled attitude and wanted the royal title of princess but never took the responsibility it takes. She's a beautiful semi-successful actress that married into one of the most famous wealthiest families on planet Earth, who proceeded to publicly shit-talk her in-laws and accuse them of some pretty heinous stuff, publicly complain about how hard her life is, throw herself in front of every camera possible to say she wants privacy. She played victim one too many times and lied a lot. Despite being extremely privileged, I think the Oprah interview was the trigger for many people because all of her claims could be easily debunked. Recently, the high-speed chase drama in New York, which turned out to be nothing more than a minor staged paparazzi scuffle, showed her and Harry to be callous manipulators playing on people's sympathy for the horrific way that Princess Diana met her demise. It's a bit of bad press and a bit of very bad decisions on their part, coupled with little support from the RF. A perfect storm of fucking everything up. I can't see that, as a couple, they'll ever recover from it. I predict that she will divorce him when she realizes how much hard work he is. He'll move back to the UK. There'll be the obligatory American public tussle over the kids. She'll get custody, but then they'll end up here when she remarries and are a little older. She'll do the publicity circuit and fizzle out, and he might just be redeemed and forgiven by the grace of his children, who I think will stand by him and the RF money. I really don't care at all about her. Ideally, if media could just stop mentioning them, stop interviewing them, etc. To me, they are just a bit of a grift. See Spotify. And on a personal level, one cannot understand how much Harry throws his family under the bus. I think there were a lot of lies told on the Oprah interview. She knew what being a royal entailed, etc. Not that I am a royalist. They could be lovely people, but let's give them the privacy they apparently wanted. Most folks don't give a shit about Meghan Markle. They never did. When was she loved? Between the lies for publicity, 2-hour high-speed car chase, the fact that she hires Backgrid to take staged paparazzi photos for release but then cries about privacy, the public trashing of her in-laws and other family, her grossly extravagant clothing at what should be charity events, the way she forces herself in front of her husband at events. Uvalde. I mean, I'm not sure what exactly you are missing. She married him for fame and fortune. She doesn't have an ounce of a life of service in her body and really likes to play the victim. I must be in the minority because I never heard of her until she was getting married to the prince. The majority of people don't care about her. It's only a very small minority that is obsessed with her either positively or negatively. The people that hate her usually have a political agenda because she is perfect fodder for populism. Hating on celebrities appeals to the masses. But I get that people have strong feelings about her husband. She wanted the princess lifestyle without understanding that there are responsibilities that go with the tiara. You don't get to pick and choose the parts of that kind life that suit you. And she didn't realize that she wasn't going to be the one who revolutionized the monarchy. A few hundred years of tradition wasn't going to be changed by an American in one generation. Kate is a great princess because she knows how to play the game. Meghan tried to change the rules too quickly and didn't like it when it backfired on her. Her personality has been exposed and it is awful. She went to Uvalde after the shootings and it was obvious she just wanted to have her picture taken for the paparazzi, to be seen as some kind of caring celebrity. I thought that was really despicable. We got to know her. There is a perception that she turned her husband against his family. And I think people are sick of ridiculously privileged people portraying themselves as victims. She keeps whining about how the family that gives her husband a lot of money is so mean. When you live a privileged life and play the victim, you soon become unstuck. The public got to know her. You can't publicly complain about the royal life and want out while keeping the title. People don't care about somebody's worries. If they have more commas in their bank account, then most people have rooms in their house. And how did Harry go from being badass combat veteran regular guy for a prince to being such a pathetic little whiner? I thought it was great that a royal was marrying an American mixed-race woman. Makes a nice change to the usual cousin marrying. Then the whinging started. Sitting surrounded by absolute poverty complaining no one asked if she was okay was a dick move. I get that being married to a royal is not easy. I wouldn't do it. But she was a big girl and knew what she was getting into. They aren't persecuted or abused. They are multi-millionaires endlessly bleating about how hard don't they are. Harry's even bloody worse. We want privacy, we want privacy. Everyone watched Harry go from an energetic, happy-go-lucky lad to a shriveled, miserable, whiny little man after meeting her. She didn't do her royal duties and it felt like an American coming to Britain and shitting all over its culture. And then it's compounded by the fact she seems to have wanted to use the royal name to personally enrich herself despite not doing royal duties. For someone who complains about not having privacy, her actions are very questionable. Her accusations towards the British press but not giving one shred of an example. Most people here didn't know nor cared that she's half black. But she seemed to make it a big deal. The last straw for me was when she talked in an interview about how hard things were for her and then thanked the reporter for asking how she was doing because nobody front of a South African orphanage. She was a B actress who married into the royal family. Then got her husband to turn on his royal family while they complained using every single media venue they could about how horrible the royal family is. Yet she still thinks that she should be regarded respect and honor of being a royal family. So freaking annoying. South Park had a great episode about Harry and Meghan and their worldwide privacy tour. To sum up Meghan, Harry opened her and saw she was just empty inside. A void.